Delegating properly, it's kind of like fishing. Peaceful, intentional, strategic, but when you're not delegating right, it's like trying to ride a bicycle wearing a stack of hats and juggling. Which one would you rather do? If you're building a business so you can finally get your life back, but ironically, the more your business grows, the less time you have, maybe you've hired people, you're delegating tasks, and yet somehow everything still comes back to you. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're the bottleneck in your own business? This isn't about your work ethic, it's about your systems, more specifically, how you delegate. Let's go back to that fishing metaphor for a second. A few years ago, my son and his cousins, they were out fishing together. They all wanted to catch the big fish, that was the goal. And me, I was the good dad, out there coaching, cheering them on, but instead of fish, they kept getting their lines all tangled in the trees or stuck in these underwater snags. It was total chaos. They knew the goal, catch the big fish, but they didn't know how to get there. Now ask yourself this, when you delegate to your team, are they fishing or are they just getting tangled? It's not enough to say, I want this done. You have to define clearly what done looks like. Let me introduce you to someone who perfectly illustrates this mistake, Amelia Bedelia. If you've never read one of those children's books, here's the gist. You tell Amelia, dust the furniture, and she'll go throw dust on it. You tell her, draw the curtains, and she draws a picture of them. Hilarious in a children's book, but absolutely devastating in your business. Because when delegation goes sideways, you don't just lose time, you're going to lose money, morale, and trust. I once had a team member spend over 100 hours on a project. When they proudly showed me the results, we had to scrap it all. I'm serious, all of it, because I didn't communicate the outcome clearly and I didn't check in with them like I should have. If you've been in business for more than a minute, you probably know that sick feeling in your stomach when you realize the entire project has to be redone. So, let's talk about how to fix this. Here's a simple framework that will instantly upgrade your delegation game. First, identify your end result. Before you hand off anything, ask yourself, what does done look like? You've got to be vivid, specific, visual, not just create a proposal, but a 10-page PDF using our brand colors with 3 pricing tiers. Next, communicate the outcome clearly. You can't assume your team sees the vision in your head, so use examples, screenshot, Loom videos. Over-communicating is actually a superpower. Then, you're going to outline the major milestones. Help them reverse engineer success. What needs to happen first? What does a halfway checkpoint look like? You're not micromanaging, you're blueprinting out the system. Also, make sure you're setting these check-in points. This is where most delegation falls apart. Maybe you're handing off the task, then hear nothing until the deadline. Instead, schedule midway reviews. Catch confusion early before it becomes expensive. Finally, build repeatable processes. If the task is going to repeat, build a checklist or a standard operating procedure. Every task your team does more than once should have a system. That's how you scale. That's how you get your time back. When you delegate the right way, you're going to unlock more than just your time. You unlock freedom, confidence, clarity, growth. Your business stops being a burden and becomes the vehicle for the life you actually want. Delegating properly, it's kind of like fishing. It's peaceful, focused, and when done right, it gets results without the stress, strain, and chaos. So now ask yourself, where in your business are you juggling when you should be fishing? Drop a comment with one task you're ready to delegate this week. Or even better yet, share your worst delegation horror story. Let's learn from each other. And if you're building a business that runs without you, hit subscribe. This channel's made for you. Because here's the truth most business owners never realize. It's not the doing, it's the directing that determines how far your business will grow. The minute you stop being the juggler and start being the fisherman, you reclaim your time, you reclaim your power, you reclaim your life, and you're ready for the catch.